Alright guys, Bosmetal again. I'm gonna do another album review this time. And it's my favorite death thrash metal of all time. Like, fucking hands down. I never get tired of this fucking album. Demolition Hammer, Epidemic of Violence. It came out in 92 on Century Media. Has all the original members from Tortured Existence. And the production on here is a little bit better than Tortured Existence. It's still not the greatest, but it is better than the first album. It's not quite as good as production that's on Time Bomb, but we won't talk about that album. It's got nine songs. Um, it's a little more in your face and brutal than Tortured Existence was. It went from more kind of like a Slayer-esque, fast, uh, heavy as shit sound with this one, rather than the more kind of varied and slower, I guess you can say, style we could play it on Tortured Existence. The overall production on here is not bad. They went for more of a crunchy guitar tone instead of the muddy sound as on the first album. It's kind of a harkens back to the '80s, even though it did come out in '92. Uh, I'd say the something I could compare it to would be like Slayer's Rain of Blood, the sound of it. Uh, Even though I think the drum sound on Epidemic of Violence beats the shit out of Dave Lombardo's sound on that album, just by far. Drum sound on here is fantastic. You can see where they put a lot of their money on the recording would be in being Dave's overall sound, and it turned out really well. Production on here is not bad. It could be better, but I like it because it's got that classic old school sound. It was recorded at Normandy Sound in Rhode Island in January of '92. It's produced by Tom Suarez or Soares and Demolition Hammer. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this album, some people think it's thrash, some people say it's some other style of shit, but Steve Reynolds, the bass player vocalist, says that their sound is considered brutal death thrash. And you can watch an interview here on YouTube where they talk about it. But yeah, the booklet is classic in my opinion. I think this is the only album I've seen where a band has a eat a bag of shit list there at the bottom, as you can see. Eat a bag of shit. And they go on and talk shit about all these people that's probably fucked them over in the past and whatnot. I thought that was pretty badass. That was funny. But yeah, Epidemic of Violence is my favorite Demolition Hammer album. Like I said, it's my favorite Death Thrash CD. I never get tired of it. In my opinion, I think it blows out any other fucking Slayer album by far. Uh, Lots of really good grooves, heavy as fuck. And it's funny too, because you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but see the logo there? It looks like a real cut and paste job. And they didn't even get the razor blade out and cut that out. You see that white in there? It looks like they just pasted on top of the picture when they printed this. Yes, must have been on a tight budget. But anyway, yeah, it's a badass fucking CD. I highly recommend it. I recommend Tortured Existence as well, and I recommend picking up Time Bomb just for the simple fact that it's a little something different. I know that Steve Reynolds and Derek Sykes wanted to release that material underneath a different name, but since you're new, they're being a-holes and we'll let them do it. So it's good for what it is, but Epidemic of Violence is the shit. You gotta stay fucking brutal and check out my other videos.